Hello, welcome to Gardening Made Easy with the Old Country Gardener. This is a series of videos in which I try to share with you some of the skills and techniques that I've developed in a lifetime of gardening. It's the start of springtime here in the UK. The sun is shining, it's a lovely afternoon, but unfortunately the air is still cold and the soil is really wet and cold as well. So at the moment it's very difficult to sow seeds or put plants outside. It's really too cold at the moment. This means that people get very frustrated and they want to start gardening before it's really possible. But one solution is to use a greenhouse or a polytunnel. I have two greenhouses and I'm going to construct a polytunnel as well. A polytunnel is very versatile. It's a little bit like a greenhouse, but basically it's a metal framework on which you drape a large piece of plastic, use wood as well, and it's very versatile. And it means that you can grow crops earlier in the season and you can also extend the season as well later in the year. So I'm going to try to build a polytunnel. You build a polytunnel by first of all buying a kit. And here around me I've got the different parts of a polytunnel kit. There are various different suppliers in the UK. You really do need to invest your money if you're going to construct a good polytunnel. If you buy a really cheap polytunnel that is not properly constructed, that isn't really secured into the ground properly, then unfortunately it can blow away, it can be severely damaged by the wind. So you do need to invest several £100s in a good polytunnel kit, and you then need to construct it properly. So here around me then is a polytunnel kit. What I've done to begin with is I've actually marked out where the polytunnel is going to go. It's going to be a 15-foot by 10-foot polytunnel, and it is marked out where it's going to be placed. Now polytunnel, as I said, is basically metal tubing on which you drape a fabric. One of the pieces of tubing, one of the hoops, we've put over here. So this is an example of one of the hoops. This is one of the hoops. It hasn't yet been fixed together and so it's rather loose. It's going to be screwed together. There are going to be 4 of these hoops and they're going to be secured into the ground to make a very rigid structure. Now those hoops are going to go into the ground, and in order to secure them, to make sure that they don't blow away in the wind, we're going to use these, which are called foundation tubes and anchor plates. So what is going to happen at each one of these points here, we're going to actually dig a hole in the ground. It will be about 14 inches deep, about 12 inches square, the hole, and these are going to be placed down into the hole. On top of the anchor plate, the soil will be reinstated, will be compacted, and it may be as well that you might want to use Postcrete or something like that to make it even more secure, to make a real strong concrete construction there. So those are going to be placed evenly around there in the hole, and the hoops of the polytunnel are going to slot into those holes. We'll obviously show you this as we go along, and each of the stages will be very carefully explained. So we will have our hoops then placed along there, secured there, and then the sheeting, the plastic sheeting, will go over the top. This is the plastic sheeting. Doesn't look a lot, but there's actually enough here for a 15-foot by 10-foot polytunnel. It's very good quality. It should last for quite a few years. But unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of a polytunnel is that every so many years, the plastic cover will actually need to be replaced. Here, I've actually got another cover that's going to go over the top of it to provide shade. Polytunnels can get very hot during summer, so that is for shading to go over the top eventually of the plastic cover. Also here I've got some ground cover material as well, which will go inside the polytunnel to cover the floor. Okay, across here we have some other parts of the polytunnel kit, and here we have the ridging tubes. These are going to make the ridges, and so there are going to be 3 tubes that are going to go down the length of the polytunnel, and they are going to link the hoops together. And so the ridges are a very important part. These tubes are fitted together to make 3 ridges, and they're then fitted with P-clips to the hoops of the tunnel to secure it. At the far end, over there, the lengths of timber that you can see placed over there, those are the kits for actually making the doors. There will be a door at the end of the polytunnel. There will be a door at each end of the polytunnel, and these are the kits that are going to be put together to actually make the doors. So there'll be a door at each end. And those are the main parts of the polytunnel kit. So in the next stage we will actually begin and we'll show you how exactly it is we're going to construct the polytunnel. It's probably going to take about 2 days. It's not an easy job. You probably need to have somebody to help you. If it's someone who's got some technical skill in building and DIY, that's great. But it should take about 2 days in total, and we will continue with this shortly, and we'll show each of the stages in making our polytunnel. Thank you. The first stage in the construction of the polytunnel is doing a measuring and putting in the correct place the foundation tubes and the anchor plates. Here you can see that we've measured out very carefully, and the 4 foundation tubes have been put into the ground already. Each of the holes is about 14 inches deep, about 12 inches square. The anchor plate is down in the bottom of the hole. It's been secured in position with clamps, and also we've put Postcrete into the hole as well to make it even more stable. The first part of the construction then is the tubes and the anchor plates. Right, I've been working really hard and made a lot more progress now. You can see that what we've done now, we've put up the hoops. 1, 2, 3, 4 hoops each side. So the hoops have been put up. The hoops go from one side of the polytunnel to the other, from one of the tubes to the other tube over on the other side. So the foundation tubes take the hoops. So the hoops are up, and all up the centre of the roof we've put in the ridge bars as well. So there's a central ridge bar going down, and there's a ridge bar either side to give extra stability. So we've put up the hoops and we've put up the ridge bars.